I want to give you a simple exercise that is going to make you a better and more confident improviser on whatever instrument you play. And if you followed anything from me in Music Savvy, you know that my mission is to help you play in your instrument, regardless of instrument, what you hear in your musical imagination. And I often call this strengthening the connection between your ear and your instrument so that you can improvise more easily and confidently with flow. So to that end, I want to give you something powerful to practice. And first, think of what improvisation is. You know, it's composing in real time. So let's practice that type of composing. And not by running scales and memorize licks and patterns, but instead, let's play a simple melody by first picking a key, or, you can just pick a note. I'll play A. And I'll demonstrate this exercise in the key of A major, right? Now, how you approach this exercise, it really depends on your skill on your instrument, how long you've been playing, how well you play without, written music in front of you and so on. But you can pick any note to start. And if you are new, keep it simple. Start by playing simple melodic phrases that use mostly major and minor second intervals, kind of like the intervals that make up most scales, but without running the scale. And start with an easy key or starting note for you. So I'm gonna start, in A major, and I'm just gonna play a simple melody. This is what I'm encouraging you to do. So I'll start on A. Now you can hear that I just stayed within A major. So for the first part of this exercise, pick a key, stick with the key. And if you're just using scale steps and that's too easy for you, widen the intervals of your phrases. So now you can go. Now the next step is pick another key. Now one that has more flats or more sharps. I'll do one in 5 flats. I'll demonstrate this in D flat major. So. Now, whatever you play doesn't have to be Mozart, right? You're playing simple melodic phrases that sound purposeful and have a bit of a form to them, an arc, a beginning, a middle, and an end. So as you play through this exercise, resist thinking about the next note and the nature of the key. What's the major third of that? And what's the note after that? Just let your ear guide you as best it can guide you. Maybe give yourself a starting note, so going back to A. Ba, dee, do, do, da. Right? Focus your mind on the sound of your playing rather than, the calculation of the next note and the one after that and the one after that. Just let your ear guide you and practice this. This is a learned skill. So here's the sequence of steps for this exercise. 1, choose a starting note and a key. 2, sing a simple melody starting on that note to warm you up, or if you want, you can just start by playing and skip the singing, but the singing does help. 3, play melodic phrases using narrow intervals, at least to start. 4, play melodic phrases using wider intervals and more complex rhythms. 5, select a new key and play melodies in this new key just like you did in the previous key. And 6, do this a little bit every time you practice. Doesn't have to be a lot, maybe 3 minutes, but do it every practice session and you'll hear a difference. Now, that's a very important point. It's important to do this as part of your normal practice routine, if just for a couple minutes each session. I think you'll start to find it easier to compose music, improvise, over chord changes and more complicated forms by letting your musical mind lead your instrument instead of using your instrument to manufacture your improvisation. That's where running scales and patterns and muscle memory licks, that's where your instrument is leading the music rather than the other way around. I know you have more music inside you than is currently coming out of your instrument, because we all do. And this training is going to help you find and play more of that music.